Hey there everyone, in this episode of the Healthkick we are talking tea, and by that specifically I mean black, green, and white. There are many different kinds of tea out there, and one day we will have discussed them all, but for today I would like to focus on these three teas. I became more aware of more than a black tea or strictly black tea when I was in college. I had a buddy, he was in the military, he was in Dallas, Texas, or close to Dallas, Texas, and he sent me a bag, like a coffee-sized bag of tea, which is totally confusing to me because I did not even know that there was such a thing as a loose leaf tea. At 18 years of age, I had only had tea that came in a bag from Tetley to drink up to that point. So I was totally surprised. He sent me this bag of stuff, and I called him and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this. So he told me that he got the tea from a tea shop, and it came without a bag. I needed to figure that part out. So in my infinite wisdom at that young age, I had no idea that there was such a thing as a tea shop, except in the movie Gremlins, and that was not a positive experience in that movie. And from that point on, I went and I found a tea ball, and I was hooked. I love tea. I still, to this day, love to try different kinds of tea. And the best part about tea is that different teas have different properties about them that can help you to improve your health on a daily basis. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about black, green, and white teas. Okay, first you need to know that black, green, and white tea are all from the same plant, and it's originally grown in China. It's called Camellia sinensis. Actually, it's Latin, so it's probably Camellia sinensis. And the difference between the black, green, and the white tea has everything to do with when they are harvested, how the plant is harvested, and then how it's processed after it's been harvested. So as far as black tea goes, it's the most common tea in America. A lot of Americans drink black tea. As I'd mentioned before, through my childhood and my teenage years, I had learned about tea in tea bags, you know, the little paper bags with the string and the little tab that you put in hot water, Lipton, Tetley. Those are all popular brands of tea here in America. In the other parts of the world, they may drink different varieties, but here in America, it's all about black tea. And if you're on Twitter and you follow Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you know that he starts each and every day with a mug of straight up black tea. And you may be wondering, why does he do that? Well, there's a lot of new research going into black tea. We all have heard, and it's been hyped up, how important green tea is for your immune system. Well, green tea and black tea, as I said, come from the same plant. So why wouldn't black tea have at least some of those properties? And what they're finding at Pace University shows that drinking either green or black tea helps to wipe out viruses in your mouth. Now, you may be thinking, ew, but seriously, people have herpes of the mouth. And if you drink black tea in the morning, it can help keep that viral count low, can help increase the time between your viral outbreaks. Can help prevent diarrhea, can help prevent pneumonia, cystitis, and skin infections. All of these things happen because you have viruses in your mouth. And if you're drinking black tea or green tea, it can help deactivate all of those. Now at Rutgers University, they found that black tea may help to prevent some cancers, stomach cancers, prostate and breast cancer in particular. There are chemicals in black tea that show that it may slow down cancer growth. There's an element to black tea that causes cancer cells to self-destruct. So why wouldn't you drink some black tea? So I would say follow in The Rock's example and have yourself a mug of black tea each morning. They've also found at different universities that black tea may help improve your chances of avoiding heart disease. And that's a big one in the African American community in particular. So folks, if you have heart disease in your family, or may be prone to heart disease, or if you've been told by your doctor that you need to think about heart disease in the future, have some black tea. Cut down those chances by, according to this study, 50% of dying of heart disease. Black tea sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Some more health benefits of the black tea are preventing tooth decay, lowering your cholesterol, acts as an arthritis soother, and it may help to burn fat. Now, when we move into the discussion about green tea, you're going to hear a lot of these same things over again, and basically the take-home message is black tea and green tea are not that far off. They're pretty similar. So if for some reason you cannot stand green tea, but you do enjoy black tea, have your black tea. Skip the green tea. And I'm sure I'll get some emails about saying that. So as we just talked about black tea, now we're going to talk about green tea. Green tea is harvested at an earlier time in the tea plant's life than black tea, and it is processed in such a way that it does not lose its green color. It's not dehydrated to the point where it becomes black. Now, because it is processed earlier in the plant's life, there are more superfood chemicals associated with green tea. And that's where we get these stories about how green tea drinkers have a lower chance of heart disease and types of cancer, as we just discussed with black tea. And there's been talk about green tea for weight loss, green tea for weight loss. And really, folks, green tea on its own does not help your body burn fat faster. It does not. It does not. Okay, and I know that you've heard other places that yes it does, but it does not. Green tea on its own helps your body to lose weight because it's a detoxifier. So what green tea does is it flushes out your insides, as we talked about with the black tea. It helps turn off certain genes and cancer cells that will allow them to grow. In fact, they self-destruct. Green tea is a detoxifier. It helps you to flush out your body, flush out all of the oxidation and oxidants. It is an antioxidant, helps your body to become pure so that it can function optimally and not age more quickly than it should. What it also, as far as green tea goes with losing weight, you need to add caffeine to green tea, and the caffeine works in conjunction with the natural superfood properties of green tea, and that's when you may see a 4% increase in your weight loss over time. Now personally, I'm not so sure that the addition of the caffeine to the green tea is worth 4% extra weight loss over time, but that's up to you. That's your decision. So let's talk white tea. White tea is considered to be the most delicate of teas. It is produced from the same tea plant as the black tea and the green tea, but it's harvested much earlier in the plant's life. In fact, it's called white tea because there are fine little white, they look like hairs, but we know plants don't grow hairs, but there are fine little white fibers on the plant that make it appear to be white or gray, and that's why it's called white tea. Now, these plants are harvested before the tea buds even open, and they're dried right away to stop further aging of the plants. And they're dried right away to stop further aging of the plants, and they hypothesize that because of the way the plants are stopped in their growth, that they contain even more antioxidant power than green tea or black tea. Let me find the number. I don't have a specific number, but they say that the antioxidant properties of white tea are immensely more than black tea and significantly more than green tea. Now this is by far my favorite tea. I love white tea. It has a very light, very delicate flavor, to the point where once I brew it, I do not put anything in it. No honey, no lemon, nothing. I love white tea. It's really relaxing for me, and it is caffeine free. Unless they add caffeine to white tea, there's no caffeine in it, and I do not buy caffeinated white tea. Whenever I drink green tea, I add lemon, and from time to time I'll add honey, but mostly I just add lemon. And when drinking black tea, try to avoid the cream and the sugar that you feel tempted to add because it is black in color. Again, go for honey and lemon. Try to keep your teas all natural because they are helping your body. Let's not undo that by adding cream and sugar. When you buy tea, buy it loose if you can. There is a national chain of tea stores called Teavana, and they have all kinds of loose teas, and they also have the cloth tea bags that are reusable, and they have the tea balls and everything that you would need to start brewing loose leaf tea in your home. You can also buy tea balls at Walmart or Target or your local grocery store, but you probably aren't going to find loose leaf tea there. You might need to go to a tea shop. And when brewing tea, you will need a reusable bag or a tea ball, as I said, because it is going to be loose leaf tea from now on. And try your best, please try your best not to add any processed sugar, not even sugar in the raw. Just please avoid that kind of sugar from sugar cane if you can. If you need a little bit of sweetness, try honey. If you need a little bit of sweetness that's a little sweeter than honey, try some agave nectar. But please, even these, use them in moderation. Skip the milk products. Soy milk, I'm on the fence about, but if you've got to have something creamy, try soy milk. But really, honey and lemon, you can't go wrong. As far as brewing your tea, drink it hot, drink it iced, it's up to you, and by all means, enjoy it. It's a little treat that we get to have in our health food world, and you should treat it like one. Treat yourself to it every day. Thanks so much for this episode of the Health Kick. That's it, we're talking teas. Next time, we are going to talk about a hot topic. And I'll leave a little mystery for you at this point in time. Tune in, find out what it is. See ya.